iolite crystal pendant. All right, it helps protect against 5G, Wi-Fi.
Hi guys, thank you so much for coming back. So this morning is explaining that if black people did not have to deal with racism, this world we would be 10 years ahead. But there are others that have reacted to this and I have said actually 400 years ago. And there's another one that has given an example of inventions that were there like a long time, which you can now even see now, like that black people invented, which you can now see these days being used. And they have explained it to say we should have been something like 400 years plus ahead in technology, which there's truth, a lot of truth in it, because if people don't have to be prevented from showcasing their things, or let alone their ideas being taken forward other than just being sat on or prevented from, the world would be a much better place, I can imagine. Anyway, let me roll this clip and then we're going to discuss after this.
But if black people didn't have to deal with racism, the world would probably be 10 years ahead, technologically at least. If you think of all the shit that we've invented up until this point, that's been like a side mission compared to dealing with racism and oppression.
So I actually want to take this point further and say that we would be 400 years more advanced than 10 years. So consider redlining. Imagine if there wasn't racism and black people were part of city planning. How different would our cities look? How different would our architecture look? How different would environmental justice be? And in this hypothetical world, we wouldn't have been racist toward natives, who are people who are conserving the environment. And on top of that, think of all the money that white people have spent trying to enforce these racist policies through lobbying, through personal means, what have you. If they were minding their own business this whole time, all of their money would have been put towards something more, reasonable. There's so many ways in which our society would be different if there was no.
But if black people didn't have to deal with racism, the world would probably be 10 years ahead, technologically at least.
10 years, 400 years perhaps. We'd be 1,000 to 2,000 years ahead of technology if racism was not a problem. Okay, this is a iolite crystal pendant. All right, it helps protect against 5G, Wi-Fi, cell phone, laptop radiation, disharmonious electromagnetic energies that penetrate the human bio field. Right. This is a pyramid organ technology that uses copper coils, helps stabilize the energy in the room. So does this copper pyramid here. Meditating under this copper pyramid relaxes the body, relaxes the mind, deepens the states of meditation just by sitting under it. Also helps stabilize the energy in the room. This right here is a sound bowl healing device. Helps stabilize the heart chakra meridian space, right? Just by listening to that sound bowl. Here we have a titanium pyramid wrapped in 24 karat orgone gold, helps reduce anxiety, depression, and deepen the states of meditation, right? The technology that you have just observed me speaking about has been known for thousands of years to indigenous and African people. Imperialism did a great job at keeping us from knowing these things. This right here is a scalar healing device. The scalar device is a modern day version of what you would call essentially healing work or root work, right? I put your DNA, I put your picture on that scalar device, and I would say up to 2,000 miles away, you can experience the frequencies that I emit from this laptop. Now that is a modern form of technology, but that was ultimately based off Nikola Tesla's theories and findings, which actually work. But we know Nikola Tesla was about 100 years ago. All the other technology, which if we were to expand upon that, was known some 4,000, 5,000 years ago. Don't mention the pyramids as well. So yeah, we'd be about 1 to 2,000 years ahead in technology without racism.
Of course, it's true. We know that we could have been way ahead, and we do have black people that are regularly elevated during Black History Month. For example, George Washington, who invented peanut products, Madam C.J. Walker, hair products. But the disregard of many of the era's black inventors not only whitewashes a historical record, but biases who we perceive to be innovators in the present. Okay, and you know that these things, why we say even racism has contributed to this is because, I mean, from somewhere in the 1870s to 1940, black people living in the north were, of course, 8 times more likely to be awarded patents than black people living in the south. But in the end, the white people had more privilege, as depending on whichever location that they were in, you see. And in the north, black people's share of patents equaled their share of population. And if the population of black people accounted for 1.6 of the north's population and 1.6 of patents across the decades studied, just how do you use the percentage of population to determine that kind of factor is what makes me like drops my jaw. Like, I don't understand. You get me? So I don't know what you guys think about this. Do you think it is true? And how far along could we be in technology if there was no racism and all these things that we have to deal with this on the daily as let me just say as black people?